Hey guys, so in this matchup, we're going against a Mistweaver Monk and a Frost Mage. Main target's going to be the Frost Mage. By you putting pressure on that Mage, you're going to reduce their incoming crowd controls and their incoming DPS. With that being said, this fight is going to be very mobile. You need to keep up with your partner. Also, whenever your partner is rooted or slowed, you need to cleanse that ASAP so that way they do not lose momentum. And also, watch out for that Monk. Because since all the pressure is being done on that Mage, that Monk is the one who's going to initiate the crowd control chains because they have instant. And if you guys like videos like this, with information, or you just want to support, please hit like and subscribe. I greatly appreciate it. I'm going to go ahead and interrupt this Frost Mage, lock him out of the Frost School, give some time for my partner to have some uptime, hex that healer and just purge what I can, hit him with some instant lava bursts, but since he got pushed back, we lost that momentum. I see Ultra Time, so I'm going to go ahead and move in to try to purge it. Monk comes over, stuns me, and starts his crowd control on me. The warrior asking for a cleanse, but unfortunately I didn't have anything ready for him. And you just gotta be careful, because right now their tactic is ring around the rosy, so they're trying to drag him behind the pillar while the monk goes ahead and crowd controls me. So here, I'm just harassing them and everything. I see my partner, he's mounting up, he's moving left to right. Since this is YOLO, we don't have any communications verbally. So I'm assuming, hey, he probably wants me to mount up. So I'm going to go ahead and mount up because we're going to push in. He connects, but he get pushed back through Ring of Peace. I go ahead and drop Earth Grab to try to root them in place and buy a little bit of time for my partner to catch up. And here comes the Monk going through his crowd control chain. I'm just going to go ahead and sit through this because the Frost Mage burst is not there. And now I'm going to use cleanse because there's distance between my partner and his target. So I'm going to get that slow off. When they're on top of each other, I try to save my cleanse because there's no point. He has contact. So I see the healer running up to me. He's going to go ahead and start his crowd control chain. I move out of the way, hit him with a stun. I see the enemy DPS going to go ahead and lava burst and just start spamming frost shot. And down he goes, and there we go. Hey guys, so something new I want to do at the end of the matches is just go ahead and do some key points. So remember, for that match that you saw, key points are mobility, keep up with your partner, and make sure he's mobile. And then purge whatever buffs and hots are off the kill target, which will be the Frost Mage. In terms of positioning, in the beginning, I was in a good spot, because like I said, that Monk is the one who's going to be initiating the crowd controls because they're instant. So if he wanted to get up to me, he needs to come all the way over here. Which, yes, they're instant crowd controls, but hey, at least he'll give me a little bit of time, for me to go ahead and just refresh my hots or refresh my buffs, like my Earth Shield on my partner and all that, and drop some healing, stream totems. So there were certain parts of the match where the Mage would drag my warrior over here. And I will need to go ahead around the wall, and the Monk will come up, crowd control me. And he will go ahead, the Mage will keep on dragging my warrior. Which, we already know how that was going to play out, right? He was going to go ahead, probably use his mobility while I was crowd control. Maybe teleport over there. And he will keep on dragging. And I would try to come back. And then he might hit me with another crowd control or something. But, fortunately, my warrior partner, he picks up on that. And he comes back to me. Alright? So for me, in the situation that we were in, the best position for me to be in would have been like this. Right? Use this little corner just to break line of sight. Because that way, if this guy wants to do something to you, you could just, boom, right there, you just block it with that, right? If this guy wants to push a little bit to paralyze you, you could just break it and force him to come around even more. Alright? And also, if this guy wants to go ahead and push, hey, he's going to walk by your warrior. So your warrior could go ahead and fear him in place. Go ahead and stun him. Do something to buy you a little bit of time. So you could either refresh your hots and your buffs, or go ahead and hex him. In this match, we're going against an Arcane Mage and a Shadow Priest. The main target is going to be that Shadow Priest. Why? Because my warrior is going to have more uptime on them. Plus, by you putting pressure on that Shadow Priest, all the Psychic Horror and the Psychic Scream, all that is going to be directed to your partner. Plus, they won't be able to cast Mind Games or Mind Control easily. But keep in mind, now you're going to have that Mage who's probably going to go ahead and start Polymorph spamming you, so keep that in mind. But if your partner decides to go on that Arcane Mage, hey, they're going to go ahead and Blink, Frost Nova, Dragon's Breath, all that crowd control, and cut down the momentum while that Shadow Priest is going to be crowd controlling you. So keep that in mind. I'm dropping Earth Grab because I was trying to locate the Mage from invincibility. But unfortunately, I wasn't able to. So I see him. He starts running up to me, hits me for Dragon Breath, and starts polymorphing. Now, this part is going to be quick, so I'm going to go ahead and slow it down. He hits me with a polymorph and his spam. 3.1 seconds. I go ahead, I use my trinket because my partner is over here at 31%. But right when I get out of the trinket, I go ahead and I drop Grounding Totem. Why? Just in case he crowd controls me again, I want the Grounding Totem there. Also, whatever high burst DPS he might throw out to my partner to try to finish him off is going to be redirected to the Grounding Totem. And even if he stops to destroy the Grounding Totem, it's all going to buy me time. So, I start running over to my partner, and I'm going to go ahead and use Spiritual Guidance, hit my Ascension, so that way I could get double heals, all increased by 25%. And gonna go ahead and use my instant heal. And all this just to recover. And was able to top him off. And hey, there we go. Alright guys, so remember the key points. That Shadow Priest is gonna have a lot of instant crowd controls. Right? So you might as well just go ahead and let them put it on your partner instead of you. Because at least with the Mage, hey, you just go use Grounding Totem, use Interrupt, and use Line of Sight. And basically almost what you got to worry about is instant Dragon Breath. Everything else like Polymorph and Ring of Frost and everything, it's kind of predictable. You have a little bit of reaction time. So remember in the beginning, we started pushing in. The Mage went ahead and went invisible. He headed in this direction. Shadow Priest went down here. So then my partner went ahead and he engaged. And I stayed out in the open. And this is my thought process for that situation. I know this Mage is somewhere around here because he went invisible. My biggest concern is I come over here to try to play that corner, and here he comes. Dragon's Breath starts crowd controlling me, spam. And then they drag my partner here, and he dies. Or, I tried to make it around here, and then this guy goes up to me and started his little crowd control. So, I went ahead and I played it here, because I didn't know where the fight was going to take place. So, at least I'm like, hey, if the fight moves here, moves down here, I just got to reposition myself, because either way, as long as he's invisible, I already know he's probably going to go ahead and use Dragon Breath because I couldn't grab him with my Earth Grab. But anyways, so remember, there was a lot of pressure done to the Shadow Priest, so he started moving over here, and my warrior started following hot pursuit. They started breaking the line of sight. And yes, I could have followed them, but I was like, you know what? Screw that. Because I still didn't know where this person was. I didn't want to go ahead and follow him. Right here, I start getting crowd control. And then they drag my partner around, and then they burst him down on this side. So, I went ahead and took a chance. And I'm like, all right, most likely they're going to play Ring Around the Rosie. Let me go ahead and intercept. And what happened? This little guy popped out. So that's when he went ahead, he blinked, and he Dragon's Breath while I was trying to get close to this corner. And then he starts his little polymorph spam. And he was standing right here. Meanwhile, Shadow Priest was there. And my partner was engaging him. And remember, I went ahead and I used the trinket and the grounding totem. And then I started using all my instants and started moving around here to break that line of sight. And I saw, I think I want to say it was the Arcane missiles that went ahead and destroyed the grounding totem. So whether he targeted it or he was targeting my partner, hey, it bought a little bit of seconds. So then I used this little corner to break the line of sight. So even if he had any more crowd controls for me, hey, I'm good, because check this out. If he want to get to me, he's going to bump into this right here. So he's going to have to push around. But, I mean, by that time, there was so much burst that the Shadow Priest went down. And hey, we won.